Hello everyone, what's happening? This is Forgo, and today is payday, and yes, it actually is payday. I screwed up yesterday in yesterday's video, but we can get all of our rubies from all of our league match, infinite battle, team relay dungeon, so on, which is fantastic. And we also have the elemental Glacier. It has returned, and some of you are going to have different fighters than what I have available. I have Nameless, Mukai, Pretty Clone, Ash, and Terry. And Nameless would be the top dog for this one, in my opinion. But I really do like how they move these guys around. I think that's really cool because, you know, when they put these different fest memories in here, it gives you the choice and the option to pick characters that maybe you're having trouble picking. And it also allows you to pick different characters in your chance ups instead of always having the same characters in there. So I actually think this is really fantastic. Nameless would be number one on this list here as far as who you should pick. You need all four of these characters. Terry would be last, sorry guys, but Terry just doesn't prove to be very useful in PvE game modes. So he's not a character I'd really focus on awakening too much. He can take you so far in Hell's Dungeon, but that's about it. These other characters are requirements past tier 40 in Reviving Hell's Dungeon. So it's really awesome that they're in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take on Immortal Rock. Right, we'll click on it. There we go. And you can see I was able to hit 142 million. And I did it with this team right here. Now, I actually want to switch out one of these characters, the Rock or Harumaru, which one works out best. I think it'd probably be the Rock because my Harumaru is just built better. He's just stronger. He's at level 38. And I'd really like to switch to Rock with Nest Kyo. The reason I'm not using Nest Kyo is because I don't have his 5PG card. If I had that damn 5PG card for Kyo, then I would use him. Absolutely, because let me find him real quick here. See, where are you at, my man? Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Because Kyo here, I mean, my Kyo is 4-star. He's level 39. I can slap some capsules on him, which I will do. But the thing about Kyo that's amazing is this damn second skill. I mean, increased power charge rate by 70%. 70%. Which means that this guy's going to be using his 3PG. He's going to be using his 3PG skill here and his 5PG over and over and over. Plus, he would get the 20% PG rate from K-Dash's leadership. I actually think he would be better than having the Rock or Harumaru in here because he deals burn and he has super armor on his kit. And the way this boss works is your first team increased damage received by the target when attacking a burned target. So you want to have burned characters. So that's why we got K in here to apply burn. And if Kyo was in here, we'd have even more burn. But I believe it's just you only need to deal burn damage. I don't think it's a certain amount, but I could be wrong. But all significantly decreases the boss's defense. You know what? Let's just go to strategy employ. Significantly decrease the boss defense upon removing their buff with a blast skill, which Harumaru has a blast skill, K-Dash has blast skills. Rock, unfortunately, doesn't, and that's another reason I think Kyo will be better. He does have a blast skill, I believe, on his first skill, so that would really help. So he has the PG gain, the blast skill, the burn damage. I just think he'd be a better choice, but I could be wrong, but I definitely will be testing it in the future. It's just I don't have his damn 5PG card. I tried it without the 5PG card. It was pretty rough, but Kyo can definitely survive. He does have the type advantage. He's a red fighter, so I think he'd be a really great way to go. Plus, he has significantly increases burn damage and applies super armor upon removing poison with super armor. Permanent applies to 2 teams. So you want to make sure that you have super armor, and that's the thing about this next team. We got Pretty Zero here because she increases the Nest Fighter's attack by 40%, the power charge rate by 20%, and PG rate is very important. The Tekken set, the Ryo set are trash in this. They do not help you build your PG. They are trash. You can still use the Tekken set for your, critical damage bump and your attack bumps. That's fine, but you're not going to be getting any PG from it. It's really PG rate. If you have imprint stones, like PG rate imprint stones, let me see. Let me click on Nameless here. If you have a PG rate imprint stone, like this one here, that increases power, well, that increases power charge rate, not gain, rate by 8%, that stone will actually help you gain your PG gain as well. That's something else to think about. You know, I have one on Nameless, and that's another reason I'm using him. Pretty Zero does have the type disadvantage, but she deals so much damage, and she gives this PG rate to Nameless that she's pretty much invaluable here. She's pretty much extremely valuable here. You can keep her alive, but it's very difficult, and I'll show you how I have her built to try to keep her alive. I have Gintoki because he has a 3 PG long animation, plus he's built really well. He has imprint stones. He isn't benefiting from Pretty Zero. I mean, honestly, you could put other characters in here that would benefit from her, but this is the route that I chose to go with because of the way mine's built. Plus, all 3 of these characters have super armor, and that's very, very important. As far as their builds, you know, K-Dash has all max capsules. He's level 30, and I can't take him to level 40, so we could do more damage. As far as the card set, he has the KS set, and I could bump up this. And a little tip about K-Dash is you don't really want to use his 3 PG card here. You want to use his 5 PG. This animation is very, very long, and as you'll see in the gameplay, it prolongs the timer so long that your other characters are still able to build up your PG. Harumaru has no PG gain in his core effects. 0. He does have a 3 PG card, but he has no PG gain. He has no imprint stone, nothing like that on him. But yet, because of K-Dash's leadership and us prolonging the timer in Immortal Rock, we can actually use Harumaru's skill, his PG skill, which is great. The Rock, I just have a Noah set. There's no Tekken sets. There's nothing like that. No Rio sets again because they're useless. I have a Noah set on Rock. I have his 3 PG cards here. Level 30. I mean, I really need to bump up these other cards. Just take this skill level to 30 so we increase a little CP to do a little bit better. And maybe tomorrow I'll do that. All of his capsules are maxed out. And he does have 1 level 6 imprint stone. And Rock can die, even though he has the type advantage. He can die in here. And then Harumaru, we got this imprint stone here, which is completely maxed out. It's giving us an extra all attack by 12%. The extra bleed damage by 25% upon using an awakened skill. All max capsules, level 38, 4 stars. And we're running the Gintama set to really bump up that bleed damage. And then we have the 3 PG card that's completely maxed out. And I could put in one of these other cards here to help that CP. Now, as far as Pretty Zero, you know, she does have the type disadvantage, but the thing about her is she has the power charge rate gain in her core, which is very important to help build up her PG. But she also becomes immune to damage for 2 seconds and on a 25-second cooldown. So during this long fight, you're going to get this immunity up every once in a while. And whenever you get to a very low, your HP gets very low, it's really nice to have the Akane set. The Akane set is very good for damage, but it also will give you this damage immunity when your HP is 1%. So I'm trying to give her more immunity. Plus, I also have a recovery stone on old girl to increase her attack and HP, but also recover HP by 7% upon landing an active skill as a critical hit when HP is 70% or less. So whenever her HP is below 70%, she does critical hits. She's going to get an HP recovery on top of getting that immunity every once in a while, even though she does have the type disadvantage because she is a yellow. And then the other imprint stone, is decrease the enemy's defense by 20%, which is really weakening this guy because he is a defensive fighter, a defensive character. That's really going to help our damage. And that's really why I'm running with her. I really just want that PG rate. That's very important for Nameless. Nameless, I have the KS set, maxed out 3 PG card, and he can take this up a little bit more. He does have 2 imprint stones. We got the recovery and the HP, and then we have a PG rate gain, which is really nice for him. All of his capsules are maxed out. I mean, he's got 56,000 CP. I mean, he's jacked up. Level 50 character. And then Gintoki, all max capsules, level 39. You see the CP, 49,800. And he has 2 imprint stones. This stone here is almost at level 10. And then the other stone here gives him the extra bleed and increases his attack by 12%. Really, really great stones. And then for his card set, I do have the Noah set on him. The reason I'm running a Noah set instead of the Gintama set on Gintoki is because Gintoki removes the bleed. He does have the bleed explosion, but he removes the bleed. He also has a max out 3PG card. You can see here in his core effects. Deals bleed damage equal to 2 hit point 5 times the target's remaining bleed damage and remove bleed effect upon landing a critical hit. So he can remove the bleed. So I actually have him on the second team for that reason. Plus, all these characters benefit from K-Dash's leadership, and Harumaru doesn't remove bleed. So a couple tips is, make sure you're using characters that have super armor. If characters are yellow, they're going to have a type disadvantage. And red characters are going to have the type advantage. So you really want to be using red characters. You really want to use characters that have super armor, not hyper armor. Super armor is just going to be a whole lot better. And that's another reason I might take out Harumaru and maybe put Kyo here, because then I'd have all super armor here. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Well, actually, I don't think that would make a difference, because it's the second team that significantly increases burn damage and gains super armor upon removing the boss's poison effect with super armor. Maybe better just to keep Harumaru on the team and then put Kyo where Rock is to apply more burn. As far as characters that you can use, again, red fighters are going to be the best. Pretty Clone, she does have super armor. She doesn't have any burn, but she is a red attack fighter. Grizzled, he has burn, but it isn't his. It shows burn, but he doesn't have any burn. He doesn't deal burn damage, which is kind of effed up, because when you look at his skills, it shows burn animations. It's really wacky, the way he's set up. He decreases burn damage, which is good, I guess. But not really the ideal character for this. Pretty big. She's got hyper armor. Like I said, you're really K-Dash and Kyo are going to be top dogs as far as our regular Fest fighters. Collabs, obviously Rock and Harumaru are definitely going to be in there. Kami, he's a good character, but he has a type disadvantage and he has no immunity. So unless he's really, really built, he might prove to be useful in here, and he does have a 3PG, but unless he's really, really built, he will die. That's kind of the thing about him. And Orochi Chris is kind of the same thing. He has a type disadvantage, but he does deal burn. He does have super armor. But man, he's got to be built super, super well in order not to die. I would run the Akane set on both these characters if you're running with them. At least that way you can get the immunity. And just a little tidbit. If you're trying to keep characters alive, like you're going to see me when I play Pretty Zero, I won't be attacking whenever my skills are off cooldown. I'll actually just be guarding. That way we're not taking as much damage in hopes to keep her alive. And I can tell you, I definitely increased my damage by doing that, because she was able to stay alive throughout the entire run, plus having the immunity from her core effect and the Akane set, which really helped when we got down below 1%. Now, if she was built up better, if she was level 50, then you could probably just pour it on and go freaking crazy. If you had an extra recovery stone on her, then you probably could just go crazy. But the way mine's built, she just kept dying within the last 10 seconds of the fight. So I had to do a little bit more guarding and play a bit more conservatively with her. So let's jump into the action and let's rock and roll. So the first tip that I can give you about doing this is run on semi-auto. Don't run on auto, run on semi-auto. You can see in the top left-hand corner, it says semi-auto. Run on semi-auto. The reason you want to do that is because if you run on auto and you're playing with K, and I play with K the whole time, what happens is he'll use his 3PG automatically, and you don't want that. You want to use his 5PG skill because of that long animation. You see, we're pouring it on, and as soon as that thing gets off, as soon as that 5PG is ready, I'm going to hit that sucker. There we go. I hit it. Now look at how long this animation is. Look at how long this thing is. And remember, this is stalling the timer, so these other guys are still going to be building up their PG. They're getting the PG rate from K-Dash's leadership. But watch what happens here. We're going to start using our skills. Okay. Go. Do not use his 3PG ever. Just use his 5PG. And now the Rock's using his. And remember, I don't have any PG rate imprint stones on the Rock. I have nothing. Rock doesn't have any PG rate in his core. But yet, he was still able to build up his PG. And the Elizabeth set I don't think would work very well either, by the way. Here we go. I could try maybe in the Gintama card. Now you see my 3PG card is, or 3PG is ready. But I'm not using it. I'm not going to use it. I'm waiting to use my Awakened skill. We're going to start pouring it on. And we've already seen the ultimate from Haramaru and the Rock once each. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Okay, and we're going to hit that. There we go. We hit the 5 PG again. And, you know, for me, I'm able to usually get 2 ultimates from each character. But it does take me a couple tries. I mean, I don't get it the first try. There we go. And now Rock's doing his. Hell yeah. Nice 8-second long animation. But I really think if I replaced the Rock, we would have just done better if I'd had Kyo in here. I really think so, man. I really do. Having that burn, having the super armor, and just being able to run through our ultimates over and over and over. Kyo does his a lot because of that 70% PG rate from his second skill. And we were able to hit 89 million with the first team. Now watch what I do. I'm going to guard. I'm guarding. I'm guarding. And then I wait for my skills to get off cooldown. Now when I'm going to hit the Awaken skill, I'm just going to run through my skills. Because this guy can murder her. I mean, he just murders her. There we go. Hell yeah. I tried using Original Zero because he has 30% PG rate. But man, I found he just died. He would just die. And mine's 4-star. I'm trying to use her 5 PG because it's a nice long animation. And you see that blue text that shows that she has that disadvantage against Immortal Rock. Okay, now watch. I'm a guard. I'm just guarding with pre-zero. I'm not attacking. Because believe me, I tried this over and over. I tried to continuously attack, and she just died. She just, boom! Like half her life gone. I just found that this worked out way better for me. I mean, so far, this score is my personal best. So far. Here we go. And maybe you could try the same thing. Maybe if you're having trouble keeping a character alive, maybe you could try to guard a little bit. I mean, we really want to pour it on, and we want to do as much damage as possible. But if your character dies, then, well, you just can't do any damage at all. So I prefer, like I said, just to play a little bit more conservatively and just try to keep her alive so I can do more damage over time. Come on, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. We got the 5 PG at the end, which is sweet. Now, this event to me, guys, like the rewards really just aren't worth it to get this kind of score, in my opinion. Unless you're getting over 250 million, it just isn't worth it. So, I mean, I put out this video and I show you what I'm doing and how I do it. But I can tell you all that I'll probably be skipping this. I probably won't be doing it because the characters just aren't strong enough. 142 million, I mean, it's a decent score. And it's really, really hard. But it really, you know, I might make a separate video about this, but it really sucks that those damn Rio cards don't work with a damn in any of the Immortals except for Immortal Victor. So let me know what teams you're using. Let me know the kind of score that you were able to get. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.